So today I'm going to teach you about your menstrual cycle. How does ovulation happen? How do you get pregnant? So that, tomorrow you will not say that nobody taught you this thing, or you don't understand the ones you've been watching. So today I'm going to teach you about your what? Your menstrual cycle. So we have few stages of your menstrual cycle. We have the follicular stage, which is FS. We have luteinizing stage, which is LS. This one is FS. Then we have ovulation, right? Now, this follicular stage comes with what we call follicular stimulating hormone, FSH, and this one comes with luteinizing hormone, LH, right? So now, you see that this is where every form of egg reserve, egg issue, egg quality issue, this is where everything happens. So let me show you something, right? So we have your ovaries, right, that houses and manufactures the ovaries manufactures the follicles, let me just call them follicles, that's what they are, manufactures the follicles. The follicles are where the eggs are housed. Then one big egg, this one is the one that will now be released for ovulation. Now let me teach you something. Each month your body releases about, your ovaries releases about maybe 20 something eggs. So let's say these are all the eggs, right? Inside all these eggs, there's one particular egg that is bigger, stronger, more matured than any of all these ones, right? So this particular one that is released, that is bigger and more matured, is the one that, this one is the one that we now go for ovulation. That's the one that will be released into, that will travel down your fallopian tube during what? Ovulation. Now what happens to all these extra eggs? All of them will what? Die down. Remember I told you that follicle stimulating hormone means there are follicles that are housing these eggs. So if these are the eggs inside of these follicles, that means for each of any number of eggs that will be released is the number of follicles that is going to house those eggs. So these other eggs here that I talked about that is going to go, all of them with their follicles will die down. This particular one, that is the biggest one, when it's released in the follicle traveling down for ovulation, the follicle itself will form what we call copious luteum. So this copious luteum is the sac. This particular sac, when it breaks and releases the egg, the sac there, in that particular sac that held the egg that was released for ovulation, we start producing temporal pregnancy hormones, right? So that's why some people, when they're ovulating, they start feeling as if they're pregnant, they start nauseating, they start feeling weak and tired, and the tendency of breast and everything. So it start preparing your body for pregnancy, possible pregnancy. That's why it start producing temporal pregnancy hormones. Now remember, I told you that this particular one egg is going to travel down for what? Ovulation. So what helps in the manufacturing of these particular eggs and housing of the eggs and the follicle? That's what we call estrogen and progesterone. They are the two hormones that are in charge of making follicles. So when you go for a test, ovulation test, and they're telling you that they can cite some follicles, they're telling you that some of the things are coming out from your body, that you have eggs, this is exactly what they're trying to say. So if you don't have enough follicles, you're not making enough eggs, we go and increase your estrogen and progesterone level to help this follicular stimulating hormone part to now help you make follicles, to now make you release eggs. That's exactly what they do with the whole treatment, right? Now, when the egg has gone towards ovulation, that's where it's released. Remember, there is something we call your endometrium. Your endometrium is the outer layer of, so let's say that this is your womb, right? So let's say that this is your womb, right? So the outside part that coats this particular uterus is what we call endometrium. So that endometrium is very, very important. I'm going to teach about endometrium and why miscarriages are related to mostly endometrium issue. So I'm going to teach you all of that later on, but that's not what I'm about to talk about now. So this is your endometrium, right? During your ovulation, if your endometrium was this size, before your ovulation, your body will make this endometrium through the help of progesterone to become bigger, like this size, right? So you have extra layers of endometrium. So what does this endometrium do? If this egg that is released for ovulation gets fertilized, it comes to attach on the endometrium, right? But if it doesn't get fertilized, that means you didn't have sex. This egg right now will now come and shed out. Remember I told you that there are extra layer of endometrium, all this place, that formed because you are about to ovulate and preparing for pregnancy. So if a pregnancy does not happen, this extra part will shed out with this egg. That is what you call menstruation. So when you are seeing all those lumps, all those blood clots in your menstruation, it is literally the endometrium that what is living with the egg, the teared out endometrium that is living what with the egg. So let me explain. If you're having any egg result issue, egg quality issue, any form of egg issue, all of them happen at where? Follicular. That means if your follicular stimulating hormone is not enough or estrogen is not enough, it can make eggs that don't have enough quality to even travel for ovulation, or it cannot make eggs at all, or it makes eggs that don't have quality, that even when it finally attaches, is going to scale off as what? Miscarriage. So during your ovulation, your body sheds those blood. Then your body now starts preparing again. So any form of miscarriage happens on this part of the system. So later on, I'm going to tell you how miscarriages happen and all the hormones involved. So here we have your period, and here we have another period. So you go from luteal phase, which has luteinizing hormone, to your period. From your period, immediately after your period, you come back again. This is the period. Pass through follicular stimulating hormone, which is in the follicular stage. Have another ovulation. Have another luteinizing hormone. Come back again. That's how you keep going back and forth. But then, I don't know if I should teach you, or is in this video. Maybe in my next video. Okay, let me teach you how to calculate your what? Your cycle. So I said that this is the follicular stage. This is the ovulation. This is the luteinizing stage. This is the period. This is the period, right? This place is follicular stage. This is luteinizing stage. This is your period. This is ovulation, right? So how do you complete your cycle? Your complete cycle starts from the first day of your menstruation to the first day of another menstruation. That's why this period is here and this period is here, right? So if you have a 28-day cycle, if you have, say for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if you look here, I wrote numbers from 1 till 31st, then continued again until on the 6th. If you look at this thing, it obviously says this is the calendar, right? So if your first period, the first day that your period started, is on this 2nd, right? You saw your period for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. This is not your cycle. From 2nd to 5th is not your cycle, right? Now you have a 28-day cycle, meaning from this 2nd you count 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Can you see that? Can you see that? Oh, this is wrong. Okay, let me count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So 28 is on the 29th, right? So you can see that I counted from wherever my period started to where my next period will start. So if my next period should start on the 29th, and I see that period for 29, 30, 31st, and 1st, right? My full cycle is not from this period to this one that stops in 1st. No. My full cycle is not from this 2nd to 5th where the period stopped. No. My full cycle is from the first day my first period started. I count past even when it stopped up until the next time it starts next month, right? Or the same month, depending. So you see that my period, I have a 28-day cycle, which is I counted up to 28. You see that my period happened on the 2nd and on the 29th. This is exactly the reason why a lot of you will get double period in the same month, right? Once your period is very close to 1 and you have a 28-day period, it means that by 28th of that same month, you're going to see your period again. Doesn't mean something is wrong with you. But if you notice that something might be wrong with you, rush and meet your healthcare provider or send me a DM. Now, this is from the 2nd to the 29th is your complete cycle. How do you know your ovulation? Your ovulation, in a layman's understanding, is usually the middle of your cycle. So this is the 28-day cycle, right? You know that this 28-day cycle looks like period, ovulation, period, right? So from here to here, we have about 13 days. This is the 14th day. Then here to here, we have another about 13 days, right? So Now it means that the middle, this place, is your what, ovulation. So if the 14th day is your ovulation, that means you have to count your ovulation from the day your period started. That's one thing that some people used to make mistake. They will count their ovulation from the day that the period ended. No. If you want to know when you are most fertile, which is your ovulation day, whether to have sex that day if you are looking for a child, or to avoid it that day if you are not trying to get pregnant, you start counting from the first day your period started, which is you count 1, 2, 3, 4. Your period has stopped. You continue counting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That means on the 15th is your what? Your ovulation, right? So now, few days before this egg is released, you can still get pregnant if you should have sex on the 15th, or on the 20th and 21st. No, if you should have sex on the 13th and 14th, you can still get pregnant on the 15th, because your female eggs can wait, your female sperms can wait up until 2 days, up until 5 days to fertilize egg whenever it is done releasing. So what did I teach you here? From 2nd to 7th and to 9th, like this, like this, like this, and at what? 29th is your complete cycle. On the 14th day, which is the middle of this particular cycle, is what? Our ovulation. Now, when they say how many days cycle, how many days period is here, number of period days is different from period cycle. Your period days is, you count how many days you saw the period, which is on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, right? 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So that means you have a, hold on, that means you have a 4 days period, right? So if your period is 5 days, is still here. Your period is 6 days, is still here, right? But then if you count from the first day you had your first period to the next day, to the next first day of your next period, and it's giving you 28, that means you have 28 days cycle. Remember, I said cycle, not days. Now you have 28 days cycle. If you count it and it gives you 30, you have 30 days cycle. If it gives you 35, which is the highest you can ever get, if you exceed 35, there's a problem. It's 35 days cycle. I hope I've been able to explain to you what your period is, your cycle is, your menstrual days is, your ovulation is. And please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because I'm that person that teaches you everything in a layman's, I'm that person that teaches you in a layman's understanding. I teach you as if you are literally 5-year-old, because my method of teaching will encompass everybody, even down to kids can watch these videos and learn about their body. Please hit the like button, hit the follow button, and hit the subscription button. See you guys next time in my next video.